What's up guys, this is AK and these are the new iPhone XS and XS Max. The iPhone XS is a great phone with a design that has been heavily adapted from the iPhone X from last year. Now this is an S upgrade, so there aren't really significant changes, but yes, there are several improvements over the iPhone X. So let's talk about the display. Apple is using an OLED display just like last year, so the colors seem really good, bright and crispy. And as I've mentioned before, in OLED displays the contrast is huge. You get deep blacks as individual pixels have the ability to turn off just by themselves. On the iPhone XS you get a 5.8-inch True Tone display, and on the iPhone XS Max you get a massive 6.5-inch True Tone display. Both of them have a wider color gamut, so watching movies and videos on your iPhone just got better. For comparison, here's what the iPhone XS Max's gigantic display looks like side by side with the iPhone 8 Plus's display. And of course, there's no home button on any of the iPhones this year, and I don't really see the home button coming back ever again, but Touch ID still might make its way back in the future. But the way that screen extends all the way to the corners is really impressive and beautiful. The phone has an all-glass body with stainless steel on the sides. And that notch. It's somewhat obtrusive but very easy to get used to. If you have the iPhone X or even the XS, you probably know how easy it is to get used to that notch. Yes, it does cut in when you're playing games or watching videos, but I don't really mind it that much. The glass back on the iPhone XS is said to be more durable now. We'll have to wait and see about that because last year's iPhone X got very easily scratched. The cameras are probably where the biggest change kicks in on this year's iPhones. So with Apple's new image processing, the images that come out of this iPhone look great. So the image signal processor works very well with the neural engine and the CPU in the new A12 Bionic chip to create incredible images. Comparing the images to the iPhone X, the images taken from the iPhone XS look more evenly exposed, whereas some parts of the image taken on the iPhone X are completely blown out. So the processing works something like when you take HDR photos, where it stitches a few shots together to form an evenly exposed and sharp image. So the phone performs well even when it comes to low light shots. So looking at this shot, you can see how overexposed the lights are in the image taken on the iPhone X, whereas on the image taken on the iPhone XS, the lights are nicely exposed. And this is all thanks to the new scene detection and also what Apple calls Smart HDR. So on the back you have a dual lens system with a 12 megapixel wide-angle lens with an f1.8 aperture and a 12 megapixel telephoto lens with an f2.4 aperture. Both of these lenses come with optical image stabilization. On the front you have a 7 megapixel RGB camera with an f2.2 aperture, and it works along with the dot projector and the IR camera to create these lovely depth of field photos. Now there are many rumors suggesting that this year Apple will switch from Lightning to USB-C, but looks like on this year's iPhone Apple decided to keep the Lightning port. Also, if you notice, the speaker grills on the bottom of the phone are asymmetric. Now why they did this was to add an extra antenna band on the bottom of the phone, which does positively affect reception considering that iPhone XS now has dual SIM support. But for those who are very particular about the design, this is going to be a big no for them. Talking about speakers, the stereo speakers on the new iPhone sound amazing. Now it's not really crazy good compared to the iPhone X, but still has a noticeable difference. The iPhone XS has an IP68 water resistance rating, which is slightly better than the IP67 rating on the iPhone X. So according to what Apple said on stage, the new iPhone is resistant to pure water, salt water, chlorine water, orange juice, wine, tea, and beer. Moving on, the A12 Bionic chip on the iPhone XS is great. It has 6.9 billion transistors along with a 4-core Apple-designed GPU and a 6-core CPU. Last year, Apple introduced the first neural engine along with the A11 Bionic chip with a 2-core design, and that worked well. But this year they're taking it a step forward and they introduced a brand new neural engine with an 8-core design and machine learning. And as you saw in the early part of the video, the image signal processor inside the neural engine is really smart. So this means gaming is improved, AR is improved, and the overall performance of the A12 Bionic chip is 50% better than the A11. The battery capacity on this phone is decent. The iPhone XS comes with a 2650 mAh battery and the iPhone XS Max comes with a 3174 mAh battery, just like how you would expect from a bigger phone. Now, even though the phone is very well optimized and can get you through one whole day of usage, if you're a heavy user and you do most of your work from your smartphone, then I suggest you go with something like the Samsung Galaxy Note 9, because the battery on that thing is massive. Next up, Face ID. So Face ID on the iPhone 10 was already good, and at the speed at which it scanned your face and unlocked your phone was really impressive for a first gen. But on the iPhone XS, they're taking it further. From my experience of using Face ID on the iPhone 10 and XS, it works so well that you're not going to miss Touch ID at all. One thing that plays a big part in the overall experience is iOS 12. For me, iOS 12 has been absolutely great. It's faster, snappier, quicker to launch apps, and everything works so fluidly. So all in all, the iPhone XS and the XS Max are great phones, but are they actually worth it? Well, if you're currently using an iPhone 10, you can comfortably sit through this one. But if you're using an older device like the iPhone 6s or the iPhone 7, this is going to be a big leap forward for you, and you are absolutely going to love the iPhone XS. Now, I know for you iPhone 10 owners out there, just the camera on the XS is enticing enough for you to upgrade to the iPhone XS, but that would be another reason to hold off, because next year is going to be even better. So that is it for today's video, guys. That was my review of the iPhone XS. If you enjoyed it, please drop a like on this video. I will really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and check out my other videos. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.